everyone, this is Tracy from We Craft at Home. Thanks for joining me. As you can see, today I'm going to show you how to do the initial shaped card with the name down the side of it cut out of the card. Someone asked me for this, so I thought I would make it into a video so those of you who want to know, I could show you how to do it. I'm going to do a different name. I need to do one for my grandson, so we're going to use his name. So first thing you need is your initial. Now for the one you just saw, the fonts I used were the easy ones. So I used Tennessee, and then I used, well, you can see there the two I used, Calgary Medium Italic and Tennessee. I'm going to choose a different one for my grandson because he's still young and I want it to be childlike. Okay, sorry, I just went off camera because I thought it was easier to choose my font and get it out of the way so you don't have to boringly watch me. So for the name, I used the Amanda Normal, and what I'm going to do for that is I am just going to weld it. That means it's not text anymore, it's now considered a shape. And for this one I used a really bold one, Acclaim. So now what we need to do is make space for it in the letter. Now there are two ways of doing this, so what I'm going to do, if I just duplicate, I'm going to show you the two ways and then you can work out the easiest one for you. So the first thing is to take this, and what we need to do is offset it. On the outward, we're going to do 12 because we want it quite big, and everything else you leave as it is. Click OK and it does an outside line. What I'm going to do with that is also duplicate that so that I can show you both ways of doing it. So the first way, I mean literally for both, you want the angle at 270. And then see these dots in the middle here, you've got 1, 2, 3, the ones in the middle you want to line up so that they are in the middle of the line. I know you can't do that here because the letter comes out. And then what we're going to do is get both and make sure it runs through the middle. Now we've done that and we know it's in the middle. I'm just going to get closer. I'm not sure if that will work for this T. I think I am going to bring it down just a little bit. I don't want these two merging. I want the capital T totally separate. So I am going to bring that just down. I think what I'll do is make sure that this square is on this corner. There we go. So now display zoom to match size. You can see both of them together. So the two ways of doing this, I am just, actually I'll tell you what we'll do. This is so much easier. I am just going to duplicate that whole thing. Now the two ways of doing this would be this way, because I've already got it selected. You can weld it and it does the thing for you like that. And then the other way, you can subtract it and it takes it away. And then see these close bits here, you don't need them, so we are going to delete them. All I've done was click on again to bring up the nodes, and then I'm highlighting the nodes and clicking delete. So to bring up the nodes, if something's selected, if you select, wait, select again, you see all the nodes are brought up. That's how you bring them up. So display zoom to match size. We've got two different ways here. I'm going to turn this round to the 270 as well. And again, I'm going to duplicate so that you can see names in both sides. So this way and this way. And from then on, it's pretty much the same thing. So whatever you're more comfortable with is going to work. It's just the T will cut out that way, or we'll do the whole thing. So then I'll show you the difference. I'll do both as we go along and show you the difference. Because now we want some mats. I'll just bring them both over. And that's the offset. If we just group this one, that's Control G on your keypad or layer group. And we are going to offset, but this time when I'm doing mats, I like an 08 line. So we click OK, and it's going to go around the whole thing. Now if we come to layers, this is the top layers, so it's going to be the T plus the Theo part. The T was highlighted, so if we clicked shift and click the next one down, that's the two bits that are on top. If I pull them away so you can see them, and then we're moving closer, we'll make sure that it's going to go together. I'm going to go back to the edit, and I am just going to try and weld them both. There we go. So now they're practically what that is, but it's an extra layer. So display, zoom to matte size. The T is also a layer, and it goes over the whole thing. When I colour it, you'll see the difference. So this is the only matte we need for this one. That's why it's different. Again, we want 08, and we're going to do that. Now you have a pretty similar thing, but can you see the difference already? We are going to put the front layers to the back. I think I've moved that one, so I moved it a little bit. And now the top layer we will do in black, just so that I can show you the different colours. Actually, it's the name I want in black, so I'm going to do that in white. And then I am going to do the name in black. Like that. And then with this one, that one we want in white. But we want the name in black. Sorry, I got that mixed up. And then the outside one we're going to do in black. So now you can see here, let's just do this one. I think I see what I've done. So let's just do that in white and see if I've done it right. Wrong. Okay. So this one we want in black. I've done it the wrong way round. I do apologise, guys. And then we'll do the back one in white. So you can see there is a little bit of difference already. And then you just keep doing layers. So we want another offset on the outside one of that. And once you've done it, you always want to send it to the back, because otherwise it's covering the front layers. Now I'll do that in black. You don't need to colour it. I'm just doing this so you can see the difference. And with this one, remember, always send it to the back. And then that one has to be white. So that's the difference in the two. To do this T black, you'd have to do the letter in white. I think this one possibly stands out a bit more. And then we want to do one more layer. I'm going to concentrate on this one because this is probably the one I'm going to do. So we want one more offset, and this one we're moving back up to a 12. And that we're going to bring out, and we want to duplicate twice. And I'll show you why. We'll bring two over here so they're out of the way. Let's bring Let's put that one over there. So we've got these two here, and the top one we are going to flip vertically, so it's upside down. Then we can put them together and make sure that they are centrally aligned, like through the center basically, and then weld. And that is your basic card shape. We just want to add a score line, so you click the path tool. So you click, hold shift, go straight across, and then double click the other end. And then you will change it to the, I always use the third line down. It's better for doing a score line. The card tends to not tear because there's a lot more space in between. So that is your card. You can make sure it's in the right place if you grab both and align through the middle, and then it will be in the exact same spot. The reason I've done another card, and I'm going to colour this white so again you can see. So I'm just going to bring this to the front, and you can see the score line disappears because this goes over it. So when the card's folded, this is now the right size, and all of this again bring to the front. All of this will go on top like that. Now the extra thing that I wanted to show you, if you have a rectangle and then there's a kind of this shape here, which is a lot bigger when you look at it. If you put these together, so this you want to be about 1 inch wide, roughly. Excuse my grandson. 1 inch wide. This one you also want, 1 inch high, so that it's the same. And then you want to flip it vertically, horizontally. And then if we go closer up, back to the arrow, and you just want it so that this corner is over this corner, and then you are going to pick both and make sure that they are aligned through the middle, like that, and weld. And that gives you just an extra tag, which you can then, just want to colour it, let's colour it white. I'm just showing you black and white, it's not the colour you have to use, but then you can have it on the side or at the top, whatever you want, with a little bit coming off, with your greeting on there. For me it'll be happy birthday, and I'm going to use a stamp to stamp it out, and you can do whatever you want there. But that just gives you a different way of doing a personal name card, similar to how I showed you with the happy birthday shaped cards, but personal name card. And again, if you want to do an insert for it, then you use the original shape and you offset inward. I would do it at about 12, to be honest. So OK, and that gives you the insert that will fit it perfectly, and then you can either write on that or do a stamp or a peel off verse, whatever you want. So you've got everything you need, whatever name you need. I know I've done a boy, but it's equally suitable to do a girl. I'm going to do it for all my grandkids. So let's go over to the craft table and I'll show you how I've done it. Hi, sorry guys, just very quickly, I just wanted to go through something with you. If you wanted to do a card that's bigger, once you've done the double fold here, and it's bigger than what will fit on the mat, then I just wanted to show you quickly. So you've still got this piece here, which is the front of the card. So it's the same size as the card. And at the moment, let's get that out of my way. At the moment, this card is just over 5 inches wide and just under 6 inches tall. So say you wanted to do an 8x8 card. So we'll change the height to 8. That's a pretty big card. If you try to do that in double, it's not going to fit the mat unless you've got a 12x24. So the way to do that would be to duplicate that, and then on the back one, go Path Tool and just do a score line. There's no exact really where to put it, but you want just a little bit of space. And once your score line is on there, like that, you are going to glue just above on here. And then stick the front one to it at the back. Like that. And then carry on like normal. Just make sure when you've done that, that all the different parts, at the minute I've hidden the coloured ones, so I'll just bring them up. You've got all your different parts with the mat when you change the size, so that you're changing all the sizes to match it. That's the only thing you've got to remember. And then you can do whatever size you want up to what fits on the mat. The other thing is, just so you know, as I was doing it, I decided to change the name to a draw file. I've filled it in, so that means it will colour it in. And then I've just gone round it in a very fine 04 so that it cuts it out, and I'll stick it on like that. Just wanted you to know that before I carry on. Now we really will go over to the craft table. I'll see you over there. Okay, so I'm over at the craft room. I've got everything cut out. There's my name. I've already put pads on the back because I want the name standing out. Okay, so there's my card shape. I've already folded it, but I'll just... There's my card shape. Extra sticky mat, so I do have to put something on the inside because I retacked the mat before I used it. So then I've got the card shape plus the extra shape for the actual card, which goes, as you can see, just over the line, so it's the whole shape. All I've done is put a couple of big pads on there. So I'm just gonna... I didn't print out the insert. So make sure you're lining up the right place. If it's easier for you, do it with the card unfolded so that you can see where you're going. Like that. So you can follow the single line. But as you can see there, it's a nice, it stands up really well. So it's a great choice. So what I've done that layer on pads, this layer on pads. Again, I've just used one of my big pads from Creative Craft Products, the big A5 sheets that they do, because they are actually really good. So make sure you centralise it. This isn't stuck down. I'm just going to use quick clear, although I prefer to use wet glue, just so that this is done quickly and I can show you some other stuff. So this layer I've just stuck straight down, like that. Then I've got pads again, so I'll just so as you can see here, I've used the waste from the dots. There's the dots, and I've used the waste as well, so that I'm not wasting anything. So that's the basic card, as you can see. Like I said, I just coloured that in and then cut round it. But you can't really see too much of that. It still fits in really nicely, I feel. And then we've got this. I went back and done a inner of 08 for this piece, because I felt like it had to be white and then blue again. I think the white on its own just wasn't good enough. So now I've got to decide where to put it. I mean, it could go like that so that it's level with the card. Ideally it would go along the middle of the card, but that's going to cover the name. So I think I am going to put it up there with a little bit coming out. But first of all, I am going to do some stamping. So what I'm going to do is decide where I want it. Get it as straight as I can. So I'm using the grids to make sure I've got everything straight. Looks like that. Let's come down a tiny bit. There we go. Now, I want to do it in white because the blue and white theme, but I could not find any white powder. Embossing powder, so I'm just going to get my little anti-static pad out. I'm going to use white ink and clear embossing powder. I do that a lot. If I haven't got the colour I want, then I will use the colour ink and cover it in clear embossing powder. It works just as well. You'll see me do it quite a lot. Just going to stamp it again just so that I know. Good enough. So then I am just going to put some clear embossing powder over the top. And then be 2 seconds. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just put the powder over again. It just kind of double embosses it and makes it clearer. Okay, the ink didn't come out as clear as I wanted, but I'm still quite happy with that, to be fair. So let's just shovel that out the way and we'll finish this off. So I want to put it up on pads, but stick this one flat down. So that one will be on pads, this flat. Okay, these are thicker pads than I would generally use, but they're the perfect size. So I don't generally like to use too deep pads. I prefer 1 mil, 2 at max. So we'll just make sure that that's centralised like that, and then it can just go straight on there like that. I'm just going to use this again. I recommend wet glue, but and then so that, I mean, that's still a very basic card. Stands up nicely, and then it's up to you to decorate even further. I was thinking, so my grandson is 5 and I think he might like dinosaurs on it. He's really into dinosaurs, so I might make a few little dinosaurs and put them round. But you know, that's the basic card for you, showing you how to do it. Now, just so that I could show you the other way to do it, I've also done a girly one. I've done it for my granddaughter, who will be 8. She's a very girly girl. So you can see that these are the 2 bits like I showed you. There's the fold, and all you're going to do, I'm going to use glue for this one, is put the glue above the score line like that. So it's all above the score line, and then you're just going to put them together. The reason I say wet glue is if you haven't got it exactly right, then you can just, you've got wiggle room to move it properly into place. So that is the other way of doing it if you want it a bit bigger. So I've done this as a 6 instead of, so it's a tiny bit bigger. You can hardly notice it, but it is a little bit bigger. And then it will stand like that. I haven't let it dry enough, so while it's drying we'll put the bits on. Again, I've already got it ready. Okay, so again I've done the same thing, but this time it can go through the middle, which, you know, I think suits it a lot better. Didn't think the clouds are going the wrong way. So obviously if you've got the colour powder, then it's better to use that, but I was trying to show you how to use your inks. It would have been better if I used the same colour as the name, but it was very off to the paper, so whenever she's round, she's always into my gems and pearls, so I think I just need to pretty it up with lots of gems and pearls. I mean, she likes ballerinas as well, she dances, so I could do that. But again, you've got so much space that you can personalise it for whoever you're doing it for. I know this is for a child. You can see it stands, the back, do it like that, there you go. The back goes like that, and it stands up on its own. So they're the 2 ways of doing it. I hope it helps you. Have any questions, just let me know. Possibly didn't use the right ink for that. I was trying to use pigment, so it'd sit on there, but there's the 2 cards. Okay, so I hope that helped. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.